What's up, guys? I am so excited today because I have one of my favorite people in the kitchen. Guys, you may remember her from last year because she cooked with me last October. This is my cousin, Bryn.
Hi, guys.
Bryn, thank you so much for being here.
Of course.
Now, guys, for those of you who don't know Bryn, she is super mom. She has 3 very active children.
Yep.
10-year-old son, and then 8-year-old twins.
Correct.
A boy and a girl. You run your own business, and you live a healthy, active life yourself.
Yeah. And my kids.
And your kids.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I love bringing you on the show because, you are an inspiration.
Oh, thanks.
Yes.
You too.
And we have a great time together. And you don't love cooking.
Love, enjoy. I'm the reluctant chef.
Yes. And you're lucky that your husband, Lars, does like to cook.
Loves it.
Yeah.
Works out for us.
So my goal with you whenever we come on the show is not only to just let you inspire all of us with really just the healthy fitness lifestyle that you live, but it's to give you some kind of simple recipes that you can take home and that you can then, maybe make for Lars.
Right. And what we're making today, you asked me, you're like, what do you want to make? And I'm like, well, I love appetizers and just something easy. You always need something on the go. So what we're making today, I know it's like, I'm excited to make it.
Okay,
and I know
good.
I can make it.
Awesome.
So I'm excited.
Okay, guys, so we're going to let you know what we are making. So when I asked Bryn, hey, what do you want to make? You used the term bookend. She's like, let's do bookend recipes. And I'm like, what is that?
Yeah.
What is a bookend recipe?
Well, how it started, okay, my husband and I, Lars, we'll do bookend dates sometimes. And we'll
Okay,
be
what's
like,
that?
we're going to go out to a restaurant and let's just order appetizers and desserts. Like all the yummy appetizers and all the yummy desserts. Like the bookends of your meal.
2 things on the end, right? Okay.
So I said, why don't we do a bookend cooking show where we make an appetizer and we make a dessert?
It's really
Because that's kind of for me,
right?
Yeah, that's the most fun. Like I could do that all day long.
So we're going right to the good stuff, guys.
Yeah.
And the appetizers in general are pretty bad for us.
Yeah.
I mean, when you search online, like popular appetizers,
Cheesy dips.
Right.
Yeah, lots of just loaded with carbs and fat.
the puff pastries, or there's chips, and I mean, guys, it's hard to find. Number one, a simple appetizer recipe that's not going to take a bunch of time that you can throw together, but then one that's not just full of junk.
Right. And a lot of times somebody will say, hey, do you want to come over for dinner? You want to bring something? A lot of times, bring an appetizer. And it's like, oh, I'll go on Pinterest or I'll go wherever. And it's like, I don't want to make these super heavy, unhealthy appetizers. I want something quick and easy and that I know I'm going to feel good about.
Exactly. But we need the kids and we need everyone to eat it. Right? So it has to have that impact of an appetizer where it's like, ooh, like gets your mouth salivating. It gets you ready to like enjoy a meal.
Yeah.
And it's, it's a tasty little bite that you're going to enjoy.
And the kids are going to want it too.
And the kids are going to want it, which is really huge, especially in your world where, you have your 3 kids and most of your friends, when you're going over to their house, they all have kids. So it really is important that we're making things that the whole family is going to enjoy.
And we know how picky kids can be too. So what we're making today, I mean, it's a crowd pleaser across the board. My oldest, who just turned 10, is the pickiest eater. He always has been. And I guarantee you he would eat these for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
I love it.
Yeah.
So, guys, the appetizer, it is a bacon-wrapped sweet potato fry.
Right.
Which we are going to make. And there's this seasoning blend that we're going to put on the sweet potatoes because, there are plenty of recipes where you just slap bacon on something. But we need to make sure it has like a depth of flavor that's covering that sweet potato to really just give it that pop where it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, what is that
good.
something special that's a little bit different?
I want another one.
Yeah.
Right? Like, Bryn, can you bring that appetizer again?
Right, it's gonna be my like signature dish.
Exactly. So the dessert that we're gonna make, guys, so Bryn, you love a certain protein bar.
I love Perfect Bars. I have them they're like my on the go, throw it in my purse. Like if I'm going in between meetings, I can have it for a quick lunch. I love them. I have them almost daily. And you know that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So my thought was, okay, now, I've had Perfect Bars. B actually really likes them. And guys, if you've never heard of a Perfect Bar, maybe you've seen it at the store. It's in the refrigerator section.
Right. The refrigerated protein bars, but they can be out of the refrigerator for 24 hours. But you feel good about them versus like some other brands that maybe seem like they're a little more loaded with sugar. But wait, what we're going to make today
Exactly.
nutritionally just kicks its butt.
Yes. So the Perfect Bar, while it has really healthy ingredients, it does have a decent amount of sugar. We were looking into it.
Didn't even know till today.
Yeah, and I think it's from honey. Like for at least for me, the peanut butter the peanut butter one, which is the one that B likes. So that's the one we have at the house. There's a pretty strong honey flavor.
Yeah.
So you can tell like, okay, this is pretty sweet. So we are going to make, they're not bars. We're actually going to make fudge.
That's way more fun.
Yes. So it's peanut butter protein fudge, and they're in squares. One batch makes 40 squares.
Oh.
And I'm calling it freezer fudge, guys, because it needs to stay cold to stay solid.
Right.
So it's not super portable, but it's definitely something that you can pull out of the freezer for dessert.
Right.
And in my world, it's going to be just in the freezer for like a little bite after dinner when you need something sweet.
Right.
But you don't want to go down the rabbit hole of getting in a bunch of sugar.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. You feel good about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and it's, of course, we're going to put some frosted vanilla cake drooling protein in it, and one square has 3 grams of sugar.
That's nothing.
Yes. So the bar has 18 grams.
18 grams in a bar, yeah.
A little square of ours is going to have 3 grams of sugar and 7 grams of protein.
Yeah. Perfect.
Pretty
I'm
cool.
excited to make it.
Okay, so let's get right into the fudge recipe. Oh,
okay.
Before we get started, you may see this beautiful supplement bundle here.
Ooh, la la.
And so Bryn has been somewhat of a guinea pig for us with Truline.
Yeah.
Because I would say since we launched Truline a year ago, back when the labels were white and we didn't have all the beautiful branding and we were still just figuring out our formulations, I would give Bryn every product as it came out, get her feedback. She would use it.
Yeah.
Give it to her kids. And now, I mean, why don't you tell us what products you guys like, what the kids think about it? And this whole entire supplement bundle is going home with you.
I know, I'm so excited. It's like the lotto. Okay, so I will say definitely, so Everyday Fit was one of like your guys, like you had a bunch of products, but that was like kind of like the flagship.
It's a flagship
product.
for sure. You got to start with hydration.
Right, because hydration is huge. And I find myself like if I'm like regular water, it can be boring, right? But if I'm drinking Everyday Fit in my water, I'm so excited about it. And for my kids, I have to like taper them. I'm like, you guys, you can't have all of my Everyday Fit. What they call it is they call it tasty water.
It's so cute.
And they go, Mommy, can we have some tasty water? And I let them have it every day. And they like plan out when they can have it. Like, we really want to have our tasty water. They love it. My kids drink so much more water because of it. And they use it daily. They like everybody has a different flavor. Like, that's their favorite. I think everyone feels that way. You can't even really decide what your favorite is. So definitely.
As a mom, knowing that your kids are drinking Everyday Fit, which is sweetened with stevia and monk fruit, there's no grams of sugar in it, there's no calories in it. They're not drinking juice, they're not drinking soda, but they're
drinking water and getting good vitamins in it and everything.
They feel like they're drinking juice, and they're asking you for it just like they would ask for, like what would they ask for before Everyday Fit?
Yeah, like can I have a juice box or something like that? And you guys, I'm not even kidding me. I'm not even kidding you. When they have friends come over, they'll be like, you guys, they really do this. I've never told you this. They go, we have this stuff called tasty water, and do you guys want to try it? And they'll be like, hey, Mom, can I give so-and-so some tasty water? And I'm like, sure, they could try it. So it's like the cool thing that we have in our pantry,
That's amazing.
And then also, I recently started teaching them, probably in the last couple months, I would always make my smoothie. I make it often for lunch. With any of the protein powders, and the kids would be like, hey, we want to try some of your smoothies because they know they like the tasty water. They recognize the branding. We're probably going to like that too. And so they started asking to make their own smoothies, 8-year-old twins and a 10-year-old. And I'm like, sure, I'm going to teach you guys, like, let's do like a protein, fat, fiber, and a green in our smoothie.
Which you're great about smoothie. Like, I feel like, do you have smoothies for breakfast most days?
Yeah,
like
or lunch. I have one, at least one a day.
Yeah.
And so the kids now, they're big on them for lunch, and they will do a scoop of protein powder, and what I really love is that they do a scoop of the everyday greens.
That's awesome.
So, and they know, they're like, okay, when we make a smoothie, we need the protein and we need the greens. So they do a scoop of the everyday greens so you feel good. You guys know how hard it is with kids to get them to eat their healthy greens. And how many greens do we have in the everyday greens?
I think the one scoop is like the equivalent of 3 pounds of broccoli.
Right.
So there's so many compressed
My kids don't eat 3 pounds of broccoli in a month.
Right.
And now they're having it daily.
In a year, maybe?
Yeah. And then they'll do like a little bit of peanut butter in it, a little bit of like flaxseed or chia seed, some almond milk, or they do whole milk also, and then blend it up.
Yeah.
And they love it.
That's amazing. So it's really awesome to see how, you start them young.
Yeah.
And when you have products that taste good and have those really clean, good ingredients in it,
yeah,
you're giving them these habits for a lifetime.
Yeah, and they feel good about having it. They feel special that they get to have it. Like it's almost like it's a treat, you guys.
It's an adult thing, right?
Yeah, it's a grown-up thing. Mommy has her smoothies and the tasty water and all that. So I'm just love it. And then the Everyday Energy, I love how it's in black because that is the one thing that I don't let the kids have. They don't need any. They have Everyday Energy and Natural in Life. They don't need any more of it.
That's so true.
It's so easy in the pantry because they know the black ones, those are for mom and dad. Everything else, game on, we can have it.
And that's exactly what we thought of when we're like, okay, how do we differentiate Everyday Energy, which has caffeine, and Everyday Fit, which does not?
Right.
So,
The black
one is for mommy and daddy. No kids need that.
No.
Like you said, they have their own natural Everyday Energy.
They have a natural supply.
Which is awesome. Okay, I love it, Bryn, and I'm sure the kids are going to be excited.
So excited.
When you show up with all of these goodies. Okay, guys, so we're going to start by making our peanut butter protein freezer fudge.
Yum.
Okay, so the first ingredient,
and I can already tell it's like simple ingredients.
It's
I can
so
make
simple.
this.
Yes. There's 5 ingredients.
Perfect. That's
in this
right my style.
fudge, guys. Okay, the first one is, of course, our frosted vanilla cake whey protein powder.
That one's my daughter's favorite.
Okay, this is one of my favorites. I love baking and cooking and making desserts with this protein powder.
Yeah.
There's a few reasons. Because of the ingredients that we use, it's such a fine product, so it really blends smoothly, and it's just the flavor.
The flavor profile is really good. And then you can kind of manipulate it to have it take on whatever other flavor you want to as well.
Exactly. Okay, guys, so this is peanut butter fudge. And so I like it when measurements are very simple in recipes.
Yes.
Like there's nothing worse than measuring peanut butter.
No, because then you have to clean the spoon and it gets so sticky.
And it's sticky, and how do you get it all out?
And then it's all on your sponge. Honestly, because my oldest eats peanut butter all the time, it's a constant source of contention in our house is cleaning the peanut butter sponge and spoon, both of them.
So what I actually designed this recipe around the amount of peanut butter in this container because I said, why make it almost all of this peanut? Let's just start with a jar of peanut butter.
So we're going to use the whole thing.
We're going to use a whole jar so that we don't have to deal with measuring it.
I love it.
So it's 26.5 ounces,
That's
guys.
just like a normal size.
It's a normal family size. I think it's it's not, there's a smaller
size in our house.
Exactly. This is a normal family size. So guys, we are just going to start with this entire jar, and I am going to use my electric mixer. Now, do you have one of these?
I do.
Good.
Mine's light blue.
They're so cute with all the colors.
I know.
Why don't you share what you do for a living? Speaking of beautiful kitchens.
Yes, I have my own interior design business. So I do everything from picking out paint colors and furniture to full home remodels. And I tell you what, right now where people are home more often, it is insane how busy that world is right now. Yeah, I think I'm working on 11 or 12 projects right now of just people in various stages of remodels. They're stuck at home. They want to change up what they have, and it's really fun.
Why don't you talk to us about the trends in kitchens, like the style of kitchen, because I follow you on IG.
Yeah.
And the kitchens are beautiful, and just from what I see, there's a lot of whites.
Yes.
It's very bright. But what's like in for kitchen design right now?
For sure, like bright whites, white countertops, quartz, everything like whites and the grays. I like always adding in like a little bit of interest. So maybe like a patterned tile underneath your stove that's geometric because that's classic and timeless.
Yeah.
Maybe some reclaimed wood, floating shelves, or a band around your hood, which is really nice just to add a little bit of depth. And sometimes it's fun. I'll get fun people that want to add like a bold color, like a navy blue island or a fun pattern tile. But it's just all about having it bright and light.
Yeah, which is such a difference from like maybe the style 15 or 20 years ago.
Oh yeah. Most of the kitchens I go into, it's like they have brown speckled granite on their counters. They have brown cabinets. It's darker.
Yeah.
And right now it's just everybody wants to lighten it up.
It's so pretty. And I love what you do on your IG where you have the 2 pictures and it'll be like the before.
Yeah.
And then you slide over and you see the after. And it's incredible how just brightening things up, what a difference it is.
To see the transformation is so fun. So if you scan, you'll see I have the after picture first, the pretty picture, and then you scan and see what the person's kitchen or bathroom or whatever it was looked like before, and you're like, oh my goodness, how are those the same spaces?
Right.
And clients say the same thing, like when we brighten it up and we lighten it up, it feels, the ceilings somehow feel taller.
It looks bigger.
Everything feels bigger and brighter, and you enjoy being in your space.
That's awesome.
So
What is your IG for your business?
It's EBS Interiors.
Yeah. Guys, follow her if you love an awesome remodel. It's not all kitchens, but it does seem like there is a lot of kitchens happening right now.
Kitchens are, huge right now.
Okay, guys, so we put our entire jar, 26.5 ounces of this peanut butter, this natural creamy peanut butter.
No dirty measuring cups.
No dirty measuring cups. We are just going to make the whole recipe around that jar. Now, we are going to add some honey.
Okay, but not as much as...
Not as much as that. And guys, if you want to remove even those 3 grams of sugar, you could use one of my favorite ingredients.
Oh.
Swerve.
Oh, I wasn't going to say Swerve.
What's that?
I wasn't going to say Swerve.
What were you going to say?
I don't know, but it wasn't Swerve.
Okay. Yeah, Swerve or any other like 0 sugar sweetener.
Okay, like stevia.
Exactly.
Okay, that's what I was going to say.
Exactly. Yeah. So I would, if I wanted to do this with no sugar, I would probably use the confectioner's Swerve, which is basically, it looks like a powdered sugar because it would keep it really creamy.
So most of our sugar in this recipe, which is obviously so limited, comes from the honey.
It comes from this. There's a little bit in the peanut butter that we're using. And again, if you make your own peanut butter and you just grind up peanuts with some salt and maybe a little coconut oil.
There's nothing.
Exactly. There's no sugar there. But yeah, it's all the sugar is coming from this. And again, it's not a lot.
Yeah.
It's 3 grams.
That's nothing.
For a square, which is... to get the flavor, and I think for Bryn, since you're used to the Perfect Bar, and like I made this for B, and I think for kids, like put a little bit of honey in it.
Yeah,
I think it's worthwhile.
We don't want to turn them off.
No, exactly. So guys, we are just gonna put a 1/4 cup, and I like to use just a nice organic honey. Like there's less processed honeys, and then there's more processed honeys.
And
so just leaning
more
towards
have more sugar in them.
It's no. The less processed is just going to have more of those minerals and those vitamins and the benefit in there.
The good stuff that we want.
It's going to be just more natural. Yeah, this one, this is just a naked, wild, organic. It's raw and unfiltered. So
sounds good to me.
A good choice to make there.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, so these 2 ingredients are the only thing in the mixer right now, the peanut butter and the honey. So we are going to mix this together first before we add in our powders.
Ooh, on high speed.
Yes. So there's only 5 ingredients, and this was the first 2.
Right, so 3 left.
Only 3 ingredients left, guys.
And we know one of them's the protein powder.
Yes.
So we have 2 mysteries.
2 mysteries. Okay, let's start with the first one, which it's an organic coconut milk powder.
I smelled it earlier. It smells so good.
It's coconutty, right?
Yeah, it just smelled like I kind of wanted to eat it.
It does smell really good.
I want to eat it like with a spoon.
I am just amazed with all the products that come from coconuts.
I did not even know this existed until just right before
I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't know it existed either.
How'd you find out about it?
This is the first time. So I was looking at how to hack a Perfect Bar, and most of the recipes out there, they use powdered milk.
Oh.
And I don't love using a lot of dairy in my recipes. I love using something that's a little more wholesome. And so I was like, okay, a non-dairy powdered milk, and this came up. Found it on Amazon, came the next day.
Of course.
So this is what we're using, but guys, it's important to sift it because you will see that it's
clumpy.
It's very clumpy. It's probably the fiber in there.
Protein bars.
Exactly, guys. So this is my version of sifting. I just have this little sieve or whatever you want to call it. And it's very simple. I'm just going to put it over a bowl and press it through the little holes.
Oh, okay.
And it's going to very easily just smooth it out.
And then it's ready to get dumped in.
And then it's going to be ready.
Because if we didn't do this, and we just, because I would be like, I'm the reluctant cook. So if I just dumped it right in there and blended it, the blender wouldn't do this work for me?
It's going to have a little bit of lumps.
Okay. Yeah.
Right?
I don't want lumpy.
Yeah, because you can see like there's just little pieces, and it's not, they're not super hard. Like pushing it through this is very simple, as you can see. It's not taking a lot of effort, but it's really just breaking up all the little clumps.
Right.
And it's kind of fun. I'm sure you could get one of the kids to do it.
And it takes like a second, and
takes a second.
Easy to clean.
Exactly. It's one of those things you can just sort of blow off. Yeah. You don't even wash it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. So there is that. Now, guys, we have, okay, you guys know that when I make a dessert recipe that has protein, I like to add a good amount of protein. Like I want it to be a main ingredient.
Right.
So you look online for like protein cookies and protein brownies, and they'll have like 2 tablespoons of protein.
Right.
And to me, it's like, that's like a little side ingredient.
Right. I want it to be the main ingredient.
Yes.
We love the flavor. We love how it fills us up.
Exactly. Yeah. So we are using a full 1.5 cups.
Oh.
Yes. Of our frosted vanilla cake whey protein.
Talk about something else that smells good.
Now, did you ever see the strawberry pie that I made?
Yeah.
that's another example where I think it's a whole cup and a half of the strawberries and cream protein powder.
So good.
But it really, when you put that much in there, then you really do have a significant amount of protein in each bite.
Right, which is what you want.
Exactly. Okay, guys, so I'm just mixing together these 2 powders, and we're gonna mix it into our peanut butter and honey.
Okay.
And this has brought us up to 4 ingredients.
Okay, so one left.
only have
I think
one
I see
left.
it over there, so I think I know what it is.
Yes. We need some healthy fats. So
Yeah.
we are gonna add 1/3 cup of coconut oil.
Oh, we're not gonna use the whole bad boy. We're not gonna use that whole container.
No.
They would be like so runny.
That would be a lot of fat.
Yeah.
Healthy fat.
Well, a lot of protein.
It would be a lot of calories.
Yeah. That would not be guilt-free dessert eating.
Exactly. So speaking of calories, 1 square has 150 calories.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. That's great.
I'm thinking of making this for the holidays.
Yeah.
Like to give to people. And actually, you had a brilliant idea right before the show of a flavor.
I said we got to do a pumpkin pie, right?
Pumpkin
Is everybody
pie
with me
fudge.
on like we love pumpkin everything. I know there's a few of you out there who aren't on board with it, but it is so good, and I think a pumpkin pie fudge would be
amazing.
so good.
You could put all those like the pumpkin pie spice, the cinnamon, the nutmeg, the cloves.
Right.
Now, I think you introduced me to the pumpkin latte.
Oh yeah.
You like the coffee bean.
Right, yeah.
Coffee bean, right?
So good, yeah, and you get it no sugar added. It's so tasty.
Which we haven't had one of those for a
I
year.
know. We gotta go. Gotta do that.
We gotta go get a
coffee
latte.
now? Yeah.
Okay, guys, so we're gonna put 1/3 cup of the coconut oil, and this is the last ingredient.
And you always put it in melted.
Melted for
Okay.
this, exactly, because we just want to incorporate it all the way.
Right, kind of get everything, wet and ready to freeze.
Exactly. And guys, okay, so this is kind of fun. It's gonna be sticky. And actually, what I am gonna do is I'm gonna prepare my spoon for trying to smooth it out.
Okay.
And this is what I did at home to make it a little easier.
Oh.
Just dip the spoon you're gonna use in coconut oil.
Yeah,
because
'cause it
then we
coats
can
it.
smooth the top out without so much stickage.
Yeah, that makes
Right?
sense. Yeah.
Okay, so we got
We got
Butterfingers, coconut oil fingers. Okay, so we're gonna mix this up. We've got our coconut oil in there.
It's smelling so good, you guys.
Very peanut buttery.
Yeah, it looks like a perfect bar in there.
It does.
I tell you what, yeah.
I wonder how they keep their bars so solid. Because
Because you can keep it for 24 hours.
24
out of the refrigerator.
hours, you can keep it out of the fridge, and it doesn't start to like get really soft.
I do like to take them out for like 10 minutes or so before I eat it because I want it to soften up some, but
Yeah.
you could keep it in your purse or something for a day.
Right.
Yeah, we're gonna have to figure that out.
I'm wondering what that ingredient is, if there's some kind of, I don't know what it would be, if there's
binding
some
thing
preservatives or something.
Yeah. Well, we don't have it in this, and that's why
don't.
it's healthier.
Exactly. And that's why, you know, guys, when you make
But
healthy
don't stick these in your purse either.
Right, no. when you make healthier food, guys, it's, you know, there's a shelf life. Like
Yeah.
you gotta eat it because
Right.
it's fresh and you're putting that fresh thing in your body as opposed to something that's been stabilized and preserved and, you know, like what's that doing
Right.
to
I
your
don't
body,
want something
right?
that's been fine in my pantry for a year.
Exactly.
You know?
Yes, it's kind of scary when you think about
Yeah.
it.
How come these rolls haven't gone bad?
Okay, guys, now this could probably just be eaten this way.
Probably.
If you wanted just like
If we weren't live right now, I would just be, straight up with the spoon.
like a very decadent mousse, you know,
Yeah.
just watch portions because this is calorie dense, guys, because remember we put a whole jar of peanut butter in it.
Right. Yeah. And if you're eating it in this state, it would be easy to eat a lot of it.
Exactly.
Whereas when we have the frozen bars, it's hard. You take a bite and you're just more aware.
Exactly. Okay, guys, so we dipped our spoon in
That's
coconut
such a good
oil.
trick.
Yeah.
I never thought of that. I love
Just
it.
to help because
Yeah.
it is pretty sticky. Keep in mind though, these bars, they do get quite firm when they're in the fridge. So you're gonna smooth it out, stick it in the fridge for 4 hours.
Wait, the fridge or the freezer?
I started with just putting it in the fridge, but you could definitely, if you put it in the freezer, it'll be quicker.
Like an hour.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay. But you could stick them in the fridge and you can keep them in the fridge
you
until
can
they're
keep
all
them in
gobbled
the
up.
fridge and they'll stay like
Hard enough.
a good, consistency to serve. But just know that you have a shorter time that you can have it out before its temperature goes down and it gets creamy.
Versus if you put them in the freezer.
If it's in the freezer, you have a little bit more of a runway.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So this is a 9x9 pan, guys, and we put a piece of parchment paper.
Okay.
Which don't try to pull it off the parchment paper until it's solid because right now it
it'll
is
stick.
just sticky.
But then it'll just pop right off the
It will
parchment
come
paper.
right off.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I even knew that.
See?
Well, baking, I do love to bake. And I feel like people are either way. They either love to cook or they love to bake.
I
And
like
I'm
both.
the baker. And this I would categorize as baking.
Yeah, this is dessert.
I mean, even though there's no oven, yeah.
Okay, guys, so that was it. 5 ingredients, very simple.
Yeah.
Now we are going to put it into our freezer here.
Magic freezer.
Our magic freezer. And look what we found.
Oh my gosh, these look so good.
So this is the finished product, guys. This is the size that it comes to with 40, which is
40 of that's going to cut into 40 in the 9x9 pan.
40 of them, guys. And you can see this has been out for a little bit, so it is getting a little bit soft.
But they're still
you can still pick it up, serve it.
Enjoy it.
Enjoy it, guys.
Yeah.
So this is definitely going to be a treat that I'm going to be making this holiday season.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so we are moving on to our appetizer.
Okay.
And
anything wrapped in bacon.
We are going to wear gloves because we don't want to spread the bacon germs. But first, let's talk about our sweet potatoes. So guys, this recipe also has very few ingredients. Now,
Perfect.
If you don't count our spice blend, there's 3 ingredients.
Oh.
Okay.
That is my jam.
Yes. So you're going to have 4 sweet potatoes.
Okay.
You're going to skin them, right? You're going to peel the skins off.
My kids love to peel.
Okay, perfect.
So that's a great way to get them involved. Yeah, they love peeling.
That's awesome.
They shuck corn, they peel potatoes.
So guys, we are going to cut it. It's very simple. I'm just going to show you with one, and we have the rest of them already cut, but you're going to cut it in half.
Okay.
Widthwise, and then you're going to cut that in half lengthwise. And then from here, it depends on the size of the actual sweet potato. You're either going to cut it into 3 or 4 wedges. So you can see how simple and quick that was.
It gives our hearty French fry.
Exactly. Yeah, these are really fun. The flavors are just, I mean, come on.
I mean, sweet potatoes, it's so good.
Bacon and sweet potato, right?
So good. Yeah.
Exactly.
You can't lose.
Okay, so we have a very special spice blend. Now, these are some of my favorite spices.
Okay.
And this spice blend, it's sweet paprika.
Okay.
So do you use sweet paprika?
Well, yeah, Lars does.
Okay. I feel like I like it better than just plain paprika.
And they have smoked paprika too.
There's smoked paprika. Good job.
Yeah, coming out with the paprika
I've found,
profiles.
Yeah, for kids, sweet paprika is like the perfect spice because it's a little bit sweet.
Yeah.
It has like a little bit of heat, but nothing that they wouldn't like.
Right.
But it still gives you like that paprika flavor.
Yeah.
That's really good. So 1 full teaspoon of sweet paprika. We have half a teaspoon of sea salt. The first time I made this recipe, I thought the bacon would be enough salt, but the sweet potato needs a little bit of salt on it.
Yeah.
So we're putting half a teaspoon of this sea salt, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, and then we have a full teaspoon of dried parsley, 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1 tablespoon of coconut sugar.
That's surprising to me.
The coconut sugar.
Yeah.
Well,
because it seems like a savory blend. And then we're putting in
some sweet. Because we need, guys, think about how pleasing sweet and salty is.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Now, the sweet potato already has some natural sweetness. The bacon is salty. So we're just enhancing that a little bit.
Right.
And that's going to play together really well.
Okay.
So, guys, you're going to mix that up into the little spice blend.
Okay.
And we have, so we had 4 sweet potatoes and 2 packages of bacon. Okay. So I'm going to put this on as well. And guys, what we're going to do is we're going to cut the bacon in half lengthwise.
Okay.
So each of our...
so we get some nice skinny long pieces.
Exactly, yeah. It's going to be much easier to... Well, this is fun.
I know. That's why I got mine on. I was like, all right, we're going in for surgery, Dr. Schilling.
Yes, here we go.
I even think I put mine on backwards. Pretty sure that's for the thumb and that's for the pinky, but it's okay, guys. We're just rolling with it.
It's all good. The important thing is that we are keeping ourselves safe from the bacon germs.
Right, you know?
You know?
They can be pretty scary.
Okay, this is how you know we mean business.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so I am going to slice this in half.
Okay.
The third ingredient is just a little bit of coconut oil spray.
Oh, that like barely counts as an ingredient.
Yes, because we need something to help the spices stick to the sweet potato.
Oh yeah,
so I'm gonna let you just lightly spray it, and then then you're gonna mix in the spice blend.
Okay.
So we're gonna
with
try
my hands.
You can do it with your hands. We have a big spoon here as well. I mean,
I got these gloves on. I might as well use them.
You can, there's no fear of getting the spices under your fingernails.
Right.
So guys, what I'm gonna do is slice these bacon strips in half. So we're essentially doubling the amount of bacon that we have. And you know what's funny? They're not exact measurements because we have 4 sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes come in different shapes.
Sometimes
and
they come from a
sizes.
grocery like that. Sometimes they come from a grocery like that.
And then we have 2 packets of bacon, which should be, when you cut them in half, yes, it would be 10 slices, which would turn into 20 per pack. So it should be 40 slices of bacon and potentially 40 pieces of sweet potato. You never really know.
Just like the 40 perfect bars.
There you go. Oh my gosh,
This
how
is
funny.
like a 40
this
for 40
is interesting.
episode.
Wow, that was unintentional. But you really don't know when you get to the bottom of the bowl of sweet potatoes and the stack of bacon if it's gonna come out perfectly or not.
It smells so good.
And the last time I made this, I was so excited because it came out perfectly, where it was like last piece of potato, last piece of bacon.
It was meant
like,
to be.
oh my gosh, this is awesome.
Yeah.
But it doesn't always work out that way, guys. If you run out of bacon, guess what? Throw those sweet potatoes in the pan because it's still delicious.
Right.
They're just the vegetarian ones.
Right.
Which, you know, you're always going to have some people.
Yeah,
who,
we got you, Kara.
Yeah, Kara, if you're watching, who don't want that bacon. I'm not one of them. I love bacon.
No, I want the bacon.
Yes,
I'll
exactly.
take the extra slice from the vegetarian.
Yes, exactly.
This looks so good with the spices on it, the seasoning on it. It just like looks so pretty too.
Okay, guys, so I've attempted to cut a big stack of bacon all at once. And
You're doing a pretty good job.
It is a little bit difficult. I don't know that I advise it. Okay, Bren, so
That's thick bacon.
This is thick bacon. Okay, guys, let's talk about the pan really quick here.
Okay.
This is important. Now, usually when I do bacon, I just put foil down on a rimmed pan and I throw the bacon right onto it. But we don't want our fries to get soggy.
Oh, yeah.
So we just have these little cooling racks. So guys, there's foil down. It's a rimmed sheet. That's very important. And then we've got these little cooling racks, these metal racks. So we are going to be putting our wrapped potato onto here. All that grease is going to drain down as it cooks, right? So it can stay crispy and all that oil will be down there. We don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. And then foil, boom, fold it up, put it in the trash.
Exactly. Okay, I'm going to get you started on wrapping these and then I'm going to cut the rest. But it's just
twirl it around.
Really simple, starting on one end. When I start to twirl, I try to overlap that first piece to try to keep it pinned down.
Yeah.
And then when I get to the end, I kind of try to tuck it under.
And lay it on that.
And then you just lay it on there.
Okay.
And guys, as it cooks, like you don't have to put a toothpick, you don't have to worry about attaching it because as it cooks, it's gonna crisp up right around that potato and it's gonna stick on there.
Oh, good.
So that's why just kind of being tricky with how you wrap it is important in the beginning. All right, I'm gonna put these here so I don't cut your fingers there.
Appreciate it.
Your blue fingers.
Yes. This smells so good too.
Yes.
It's a really good fall recipe. You know, like the colors are good for fall. The flavor profile is really nice for fall.
I always think of sweet potato and bacon for fall.
Yeah.
Fall and for holidays, which is nice.
We do a little like sweet potato bacon hash a lot of times on the morning.
Ooh, yummy.
Yeah, with a little egg.
Do you
in
add
it.
some eggs? That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a
You know
really
what
good
would be
breakfast.
really good? If for some crazy reason you had some of these left over, the next day to chop them up, like dice it up, and then throw that into a skillet for a hash.
Yeah, with
and
some
then,
eggs. It'd be
and then
so
throw
good.
in some eggs. That would be a really like flavorful
Or even plan to make
breakfast.
some more so that you can have it, you know, when you're making it, have some for breakfast the next day. It's a good, you know, filling, healthy breakfast.
Exactly.
For everybody to enjoy.
So this is, guys, I'm just not going to recommend stacking the bacon because it's a funny consistency here.
One at a time sort of a thing.
Yes, exactly. So my favorite appetizer, and I'm excited to have a new one, but my favorite appetizer that I always make for Thanksgiving is bacon wrapped dates.
Oh, I love bacon wrapped dates. Yes.
Oftentimes I'll put a little bit of goat cheese in the middle, so it's got like that kind of coolness in the middle. Last year I got a little fancy and I put a walnut, piece of walnut, and then goat cheese around it, and then stuffed it in a date, and then wrapped it in bacon.
It looks so festive too.
Yeah.
Like the colors and the smell and everything.
Yeah, to me, like when you walk into my house on Thanksgiving, like it's gonna smell like bacon.
Yeah.
Like that's the holiday smell for me.
Yeah, it better.
Are you
But
hosting?
these will be in the maybe in the Thanksgiving.
100%, because I like the idea of even just having some variety.
Yeah.
You know? All right, now last year I know you had some family over for Thanksgiving, and did you do the cooking? What did you make, Bryn?
Desserts.
Okay.
Yeah. I made the pies.
Okay.
I set the table beautifully, you guys.
Very, very beautifully.
Then I did light it on fire.
It was like yeah, you should tell that story.
Those drip candles. So, you know, we were all eating, and we have this gorgeous dining table that I just love so much. And it's one of my favorite pieces of furniture in our house. And I set the table it was really pretty.
It was like out of a magazine.
Yeah,
basically.
all these like drip candles, like different tapered candles with crystals hanging from them. And then I had like a faux floral runner, all in like fall colors, like in golds and creams and blush tones. It was so pretty. And then we finished up eating in our dining room, separate from our kitchen and living room. And we were in the living room. It's Thanksgiving, so we're watching football on TV. And I was going to blow the candles out, and I thought, no, they just look so pretty.
Ambiance.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it going, even though nobody's in that room. Well, how like our microwave is in our house is like if you're sitting on the couch, you could see the microwave, which has a glass, obviously, front, and it reflects the dining room. And my husband saw the flames in the microwave glass as he was sitting watching football.
That's never what you want to see on Thanksgiving.
No.
Like open flames.
Yes, and he starts yelling, fire, fire, fire. And I'm like, no. And he comes in with the fire extinguisher, and I'm like, not on our beautiful table. No way. And so I started like, oh, this is a little short piece. So I started batting it down with napkins and the tape, like, and everything melted into the table. But I actually found this guy. He was like a third generation furniture restorer from Italy. And he came out like 3 days in a row from LA, and he restored our table. And
what kind of wood was it?
It's reclaimed wood beams from like old English buildings.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's really beautiful
wood
table. That was worth fixing.
Right.
So it had these big black streaks down the middle, and
like the plastic had melted into it, so there was like white. I mean, it was bad news bears. But he restored it to its original beauty, and I'm so grateful.
That's incredible. Okay, so I just recently took a CPR and first aid class.
Okay.
And they teach you how to take your gloves off if you're ever out and dealing with stuff. And so
so what's the trick?
You just pull it forward like that, and then the second glove, you keep the first glove in it. So right there.
Oh, I think I already messed up. But it's okay because
grab it with that one. There you go. And I'm going to pull it over, and all of our bacon yuckiness is all contained in there. Look at that.
Look at that.
There you go.
Learn
That's
something
a
new every day.
fun little trick for you. Okay. So guys, we've wrapped our fries. We're going to put them in the oven, 400 degrees. And it's going to be 40 to 60 minutes. This is one of those things where depends on how thick your bacon is, how thick your sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
And when it all looks crispy and tender and delicious, you pull it out. The house smells amazing, and you serve it. So we are going to utilize our magic oven. I know our viewers love our magic oven. So here we go. I'm going to hand you. This is 45 minutes later.
Yay! Oh,
look at this, guys.
Looks so pretty, crisp, beautiful.
I almost feel like you could do this for Halloween because it kind of almost be like a witch finger.
Yeah.
So guys, what I like to do when I serve these is to serve it with a little dipping option, right?
I love that.
So guys, I brought this healthy ranch dressing. Last time that I served it to the family, I put out a honey mustard that the kids really loved. There's also barbecue sauce or maybe a spicy ketchup
for Halloween because it looks like blood.
Yeah, that would be really good. But there you have it, guys. We have done our bookend recipes. Healthy and delicious. Appetizer, we've got our amazing peanut butter protein fudge for dessert.
Get ready. There's more flavors of fudge coming up. I know it.
The wheels are spinning on fudge flavors. If you guys have an idea for a fudge flavor, please let me know.
Comment. Send it in.
And actually, I'm going to drop a little announcement. We actually have a new flavor of protein that is coming very, very shortly. So guys, in the next 2 to 3 weeks, me and Erin will be sharing the new protein flavor. I'm going to be coming up with some. I'm excited for the dessert options for the new flavor.
Yes.
But guys, I hope that you enjoyed the show. Bryn, thank you so much for being on. Super fun. And again, you're just inspiring in how you live such a healthy lifestyle and how you teach that to your kids.
Thanks. Yeah. Well, thanks for you guys for helping it make it easy for me,
That's what we're here for. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy these recipes, and I will see you next week. Take care, guys.
Bye.